about to start. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of No Conduct Radio. This is only, our third episode of our fifth season. Oh my God. But anyway, here we are tonight on a cold, if you're in the Philly area, a cold Philly night. Tonight we're talking about Char's Conspiracy Theories Part 2. So I'm expecting to hear a lot of crazy right now. But, yeah, we're going to go back into Char's mind and see what she thinks is conspiracy theories and what she thinks should actually be happening. I don't know. So I'm excited to go into this. We do have Char, BJ, and Logic on the line. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Great. Glad to be here. Welcome back, everyone.
As usual, they sound dead. Good.
I'm good.
Well, I admitted I was eating McDonald's prior to the show, and I'm still chomping a little bit, which is so unprofessional. But you guys won't hear it, but just know it's delicious.
What?
I'm eating McDonald's.
I actually like McDonald's, but I think McDonald's gets addictive. But after my daughter, it's like I had to really watch. I became very health conscious, and McDonald's just. You're basically eating preservatives. Like, you might as well just get a packet of preservatives and pour it in your mouth. Like, that's all McDonald's is, seriously. So
after I saw their French fries that stayed on the counter for 6 months and didn't turn a color, I was done with them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
See, I haven't eaten McDonald's.
Yeah, my friend who she actually, and this isn't even McDonald's I'm about to talk about. My friend, she just had 2 children, so she has like a 3 and a 2-year-old, I think, or a 4 and a 2-year-old. But anyways, she had bought a tomato, and she just absently left it on the counter, and then it turned into an experiment. She was like, "How long is this thing gonna last?" And she actually left it there. I think it was 3 months, and it still hadn't withered and mold, nothing. It just stayed there. Yeah, tomato. And I explained to her that there are the top 5 fruits and vegetables that absorb pesticides that you're not supposed to buy unless they're organic. And tomatoes are like one of the top ones. And I said, I don't ever buy tomatoes non-organic. Like, I buy organic tomatoes, organic tomato sauce, organic ketchup, if it's tomato, I buy organic of it all. Because when I buy my organic tomatoes, those things, they go bad if you don't use it. They go bad real fast if you don't use it.
You know that.
But so she started, after she saw that, she started buying organic. But the top 5 are tomatoes,
carrots,
broccoli. No, you peel the skin off of carrots. No, but my tomatoes didn't go bad for 4 months, so go ahead. Tomatoes, broccoli, sweet peppers, pears, and strawberries. I think it was pears and strawberries or blueberries and strawberries. I can't remember the 4th one, but it's, yeah. Basically, anything that you don't take the skin off, I definitely buy organic. If you can peel the skin off like a banana, then buying organic is a waste of time because I'm not eating the skin. But yeah, anything you peel the skin off, I buy organic. What?
But who peels the skin off? Who peels the skin off a carrot? Not everybody does that, so I don't know if it's really on that list.
Who does it? Who eats the skin on a carrot?
Yeah,
do you eat the skin on a carrot?
It's not a skin. It's not a lime or a lemon or a banana.
Wait, stop. Wait. Logic. Do you eat the skin on your carrot?
She's a rabbit.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
So you don't peel your carrots? I've never heard that.
It depends. There's sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It
Right. Depends on how you're eating.
No, I always do. I grew up peeled. That was like one of my jobs. I peeled the skin off the carrot. I've never seen my mom or stepdad cook without doing. No, I've never heard of what you're talking about.
You know what?
That is bizarre.
If you guys have chicken hot wings with celery and carrots, they might peel the skin to make it look pretty, so it's more presentable. It's it's all fancy and everything, but it's not like it's necessary. I mean, it's not like it's mandatory. It's not like it's
I've never heard of carrots being served with hot wings, but there's certain baked dishes and casseroles.
You guys don't get carrots and celery? No, seriously. Even
you get celery, not carrots.
Gives you that. No, seriously. Buffalo Wild Wings and the other one. They give you
we haven't gotten hot wings from Le Pinky. So, usually most places just have hot wings.
No, I'm talking about a franchise, Buffalo Wild Wings and the other one. They do. They give you if you go to any bar and grill.
This place that you get it, do they fold your napkins into the shapes of swans and stuff?
No, this is just your hardcore average. Any bar and grill serves it. Oh my God, you guys, PT's Pub serves carrots and celery with it. It even tells you.
Is there a wine list at this place?
Oh my God, you guys know what I'm talking about with the bar and grill. That's just a.
She doesn't go anywhere without a wine list.
I have never heard of carrots being served at a bar and grill with hot wings ever.
They're most often served with carrots.
Maybe
with carrots and celery.
Maybe it's a Vegas thing.
Look it up. No, it's not a Vegas thing. I tell the entire world. You guys know that. I've gotten hot wings randomly at airports, way out across the United States.
You ate airport hot wings?
Yeah. I remember I went to Buffalo Wild Wings at the airport one time. Yes.
That's like buying chicken at a carnival.
I think our palate is not refined
You guys
enough.
have a wing stop, right? You guys have a wing stop? I know you do.
We got a wing stop.
Okay, they had one in the airport. Was I in Texas or was I in Atlanta? I can't remember, but it wasn't unusual because I expected it because that's how I've always had them. And sure enough, they served them with carrots and celery and blue cheese, which I don't like. So ranch, to give you an option. So, but a lot of times it's like blue cheese or ranch. So yeah, but point being, I don't peel my skin off my carrot. My carrot, I could have sworn it was organic, but it lasted for 4 months in my refrigerator. Well, apparently it wasn't organic, right? And then strawberries never last. So what does that matter? They go bad immediately. You get a strawberry, it might be good for 2 days. No,
okay, so you'd rather eat a strawberry with chemicals on it?
No, what I'm saying is you said there was a list of foods specifically don't go bad so quickly, and yes, they do. That's what I just said. Because even though they're organic, I guess. I don't know. I just know that carrot was not
what I said at all. Was she listening to me? Because that's not what I said at all.
Was it the opposite?
She was the whole point of what I said.
It gets me from all this organic to the regular stuff. It's crazy. All this, trying to eat clean, but then again, you go outside and breathe the air. All these chemicals in the air. What's the difference?
I mean, I hear you, but why help it along? I mean, some things you cannot get away from.
That's true too. Yeah.
Some things you can't get away from, but some things you can help it. Like, why would I just be like, screw it, I'm already breathing this horrid air anyway? Like,
well, you had to
I don't
know. Right. Yeah.
So the things I can control, I control. So
it's like bottled
eating
water
organic
from the water in your faucet. Crazy.
Yeah, I drink water from my faucet, but I have a filter. So,
exactly.
Our water has so much medicine in it. It's not even funny.
Oh yeah.
It's medicine, lead, fluoride. It has a bunch of stuff in it. So yeah, I use a filter. But I don't buy bottled water because, number one, buying bottled water in a plastic bottle, you're leaking what's that word? Carcinogens into your water anyway, especially if it stays in the heat. And even if you don't keep your bottled water in your car in the heat, when it's being transported up here, how long do you think it's in the truck? You know what I'm saying? So you're still getting that.
Yeah.
Plus, even if I do drink that water, then you throw it away. You're polluting the earth with all this plastic. Plastic doesn't disintegrate, so I don't use bottled water. I do buy organic, but I'm not one of those crazy people who just buy I'll buy organic bananas and all. I don't buy organic wine, or I don't buy everything organic.
Wine. Yeah.
Yes, there's organic wine. But
I know.
There's organic pads too, like women's stuff pads. Like there are certain things that I do buy organic.
You mean they're biodegradable? That's what you mean, right? I think that's the term.
No, I mean they're just organic.
Yeah.
No, just organic. They just have the word organic on them.
They get cancer from the
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what you do is you don't have to buy something just because it's labeled organic. What you would buy is you would buy like the all-natural pads that lack chlorine in it. The gel is what gives you cancer. But you don't have to buy it just because, because organic is becoming a craze, they just slap organic on everything. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Probiotic, they'll slap that on everything. Like I saw, what was it? I think, I can't remember what it was. It was like blueberries or like raspberries or something, which are already probiotic. They slapped probiotic on the package. And I was sitting in the supermarket like, that's like redundant. Like, what? So, like, if you know your health, if you know stuff about food, you can't be fooled by this. But, just to make money, they slap these words on it, jack up the price, and people will buy it just because it says XYZ.
Because really, they're saying they're extra probiotic. They're extra probiotic now.
Yeah.
Right.
But they could charge more. But they could charge more for something that was pretty standard with that particular fruit or vegetable without their help. But they, I get it.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, if you just don't want to be duped by, I don't know, the economy, what do we call the economy, or retail stores or whatever, if you just don't want to be duped by them, you just need to know what you're doing. You don't have to buy everything organic. That's ridiculous. I wouldn't buy plastic because, again, when it leaks into your drink or your food, even if it says BPA free, just because it says BPA free doesn't mean it's another chemical free. So I buy glass. I buy glass almost everything. If it's like jelly, if it's like juice, but some things I just can't get away from because, like ketchup, for instance. I buy it in plastic bottles, even though there is glass ketchup, but I've gotten spoiled over the years. So you know how you have to hit the ketchup out? Like I will break that bottle before I will just lose my patience. So I still buy plastic for ketchup. It's too much. I just can't. I don't have that patience. I don't have that patience. So I buy plastic ketchup, but I recycle everything. Like right now where I live, I do have a recycling pickup, but when I was in Houston, I had to drive somewhere to drop off my recycling, and I did. So, and I know with the stuff that leaks into it, I mean, you can't get away from every single chemical because, like BJ said, you walk outside, there's chemicals. You take a bath, there's chemicals in those. You're not going to get away from every single chemical, but as much as you could reduce it, I would suggest you do. They actually did a study on this couple. This couple didn't believe in eating organic or anything. And they were like, well, here, let's just have you eat organic. So they just had them go to the regular store. It's not even like they gave them the food. They said, here, let me test your blood. Let's test your blood. And they tested their blood for how much pesticides were in their system and carcinogens were in their system. So they ate organic for just a month. They ate everything organic, and they came back and tested their blood again, and their blood was damn near clean of pesticides and stuff. So, like I said, you can't get away from everything, but if you can help it, try and get away from as much as you can. You see cancer is running rampant. Like all these diseases is just crazy, And it's just because of the stuff they put in our foods. Like, when you have a baby, you shouldn't be buying freaking store-bought food for your baby. Like, why can't your kid eat the same thing you're eating? All you do is grind it up. I never bought baby food. But if you do the research, back when I was a baby, they found like glass in baby food. Then they found jet fuel oil and this is recently, the jet fuel oil. They found jet fuel oil in baby formula. And, they find a bunch of stuff. These people don't care about your kids. These people don't care about your kids.
Crying and they be hyped.
Yeah.
Uncontrollable kids.
And there's so much sugar in baby food, it's not even funny. That's why their teeth are rotting fast. That's why they're, hyper. That's why, because sugar is addictive.
Yeah.
You need to protect your own family. If you're going to have a baby, you need to cook for your kid. The same thing you cook for your family, you cook for your kid. All you do is get a little grinder and grind it up, add a little water, hand it to your baby. My baby has never eaten. I don't even know how much baby food costs.
Well,
my
baby shop.
I don't know.
My baby shop is closed, so ain't no baby coming from me no more. I ain't dropping no more baby.
That's conspiracy theory for the day. So that's just what I have to say.
Too old.
Yeah, no, my grandmother was still having children at your age, actually. My grandmother just had my mom at 50, I think, and so she had 5 more children after that.
She's a trooper. I give her that. She's a trooper.
She has 5 more children. Whoa, BJ, did you hear what she said? She has 5 more children after age 50? Is that what she said?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a trooper.
Wow.
Man.
Because my mom is like the middle child.
She loves kids.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's not uncommon to have babies after 50 now, but not like babies, maybe a baby, if you have twins that one shot, because 30, 50 is new 40 and all that. But when our parents were 50, they were 70. No, when our parents were 50, no, that's not true. Things are definitely different. People eat different. People make better conscious health choices.
People
eat
worse than they did back in the day. What are you talking about?
No, but listen, like you said, all the organic, that is a craze. And being healthier and having all these food delivery systems that are healthier or get people to lose weight or eat healthier. What I'm saying is in our mother's and grandmother's day or grandfather's day or, mother and father, 50 was definitely 70. That's how the body felt. Now 50 feels more like 40 or even for some people 30. But very realistically, I'm not speaking of myself. I'm speaking of all these people that say that. And you can clearly see a lot of these people look better than these 22-year-olds running around.
That is scientific study. Don't say it's scientific study.
No, I just said people that you can actually see. No, I'm not talking about scientists. No. When they say that, when whoever started that, the 40s knew, 30 or 30s knew, whatever.
50 is the same old 50. It's not that
No,
new
it's not. No, it is not. No, it is not. No, it is not.
I was 50. I don't know.
It's not. Not at all. When you were 50 back in the day, you were like 70. You literally did not.
Listen, if that was true, Char, if that was true, there wouldn't be a bunch of 50-year-old women now going under the knife trying to still be fuckable.
No,
that's
not
50
true. That's not true because there's a lot. No, that's not true. There's a lot more 50-year-olds who are healthy in a healthy, natural way, are keeping in shape, running circles around these 50-year-olds. Yes, they're
not.
And there's a lot of glam malls. There's glam malls that look like they're 25 and without any surgery because people are choosing. Yes. People are choosing healthier life options now. That they look longer, they live longer now, and they look younger, and they really do feel younger. And there's plenty of 40 and 50-year-olds that run in circles around these 20 and 30-year-olds. The younger generation, you call this McDonald's and crap, they're lazy, and there's a lot of the Generation X that are definitely living longer and healthier. Sure, someone's going to go under the knife because people choose to do that, but not in the droves of the
actually, actually, the age limit has declined. That study came out last year. So the only reason we supposedly live longer is because of health care. We have better health care. It's nothing to do with how we eat because we actually eat worse than we did back in the day.
We got more expensive health care.
No, I don't believe we eat worse because we didn't have all these crazes with all, yoga.
Now, listen, that is a real key to how her mind works. You just gave her an educational insert to the conversation. She just dismissed that and said, that's not how I feel. So her feelings about it trumped the actual information that you just gave her.
Because that doesn't apply to what I just said. That does not apply. I didn't listen to this. living longer, never mind, scratch that. The whole argument was, do people actually look 50, feel 50, and is 50 the new 30, 40, whatever? Or are they really 70 because that's how their body was back then?
Literally
so
said people live longer. You
literally
said that.
Okay, but they are. The healthcare, that's not true. A lot of people, no, you know what? Sometimes I wonder if y'all just make up conspiracy theories as you go along on this show. I really believe
what?
that.
We said about you.
What are you talking about?
There's no way. No,
we do live in two different worlds. I read the news and you watch YouTube.
Yeah, I do. No, I read and I do research and I do research and I do research and I look at theories and I look at scientific and I talk to people and I interview people and I meet people. And these are actual people. Whenever I tell you guys something, I can always back it up.
People, I don't shit.
But it doesn't. But all I'm saying is that the things that I'm saying, I'm not making up, exaggerating, because even when I don't put it up on our website, like I promised to do, I still have the information.
We're gonna reference check you, Char. We gotta reference check you.
No,
we need at least 3 references for this conversation, please.
We gotta reference check
every single. No, I have receipts every single time. And if you guys ever
listeners reference check Char,
you said you're
going
to prove such and such, I will prove it. No, you guys think if you think I haven't proved any specific theory that I've had about anything, I will prove it. I will show you my receipts. I haven't. Absolutely. That's how confident I am about a lot of these things I talk about. And then you guys will flip it.
She said receipts.
Oh, who ever heard of that? If you haven't heard of it, it doesn't mean it's not true. But a theory is a theory, but facts are facts. And what I'm talking about right now is facts.
You say you haven't heard that, so it's not true. So how come we can't say it?
No, but listen to what I'm saying, because there are facts and there's theories. So you can hear about a theory or not hear about a theory. It's just a matter of being privy to or being brought to your attention. But facts are facts. And so when I say that 50 is the new 40 or whatever the heck they say, or 30 is the new whatever, it's true, because when people were 50 years ago, you were over the hill at 30. You should have already had your children and start having kids. You feel like you're lethargic at 50, back 20, when our parents were grandparents were growing up. It's just that simple.
But why did I say that was, BJ? Why did I say that was? Didn't I just say because we have better health care? You're able to have babies older and older now because we have better health care. In terms of that, nothing has changed.
Let me. Char, hold on. Let's read. Hold on, Char. Let's rewind the clocks back. Grandmothers of your mother was living in the early 1900s. Hospitals.
Very funny.
I'm not being.
What
are you talking? Can you? Now we're debating math here now.
No,
are you serious?
Did you just say grandmothers of my time? What were you saying? Grandmothers of my. That's why I'm
grandmothers of your mother, which would make it a great grandmother.
Okay, that's fine.
God damn.
I like when people argue before they even, fully formulate what you just said. They just start arguing.
Exactly.
Right?
No,
you know why?
Because
she. This is why men get into arguments with women and they will be ready to punch a wall. She's having a conversation in her head and not listening to what I'm saying. She's just going to wait for me to stop talking so she can say what she wants to say. She's not listening.
Yes,
but I'm going to put this out there
I just heard grandmothers. Like you, I thought you said
how did you not hear the entire sentence that came before that?
I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay, all right. This is towards everyone else. All right. If you can catch up, Char, that's great. Now, grandmothers of your mother's era, they were living in the late 1800s, early 1900s. That was their time frame. Hospitals wasn't a thing back then. As Kai said, the food was better because there was no mass production, a factory situation when it came to food. You still had to buy from local farmers and everything. Even in my time, like when I was young, I remember there used to be a truck that came from Jersey, and he would have a loudspeaker and have his vegetables in the back of his truck, and he'd be like, Jersey tomatoes and lettuce, broccoli, blah, blah, blah. He'd be on the loudspeaker so people would hear it and get away for a couple hours, and they would run out to the truck like, yo, let me get some sweet corn or whatever.
Like an ice cream truck, kind of like an ice cream truck, except for vegetables. But
he had a loudspeaker, so he was just saying it while he was just riding through the around the way through the hood at 20 miles an hour or whatever. So that time is over. Like, if somebody tried to do that now, I'm pretty sure that some city council member has made that illegal in some way. So he can't even do that anymore.
Right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
So now everything is about mass production. It's about these corporations making money and everything. So this is where the chemical aspect of food came in at. You know, so we are eating more chemicals with our food than people in the 1900s. They had a better diet. However, when it came to simple diseases, something like pneumonia and cholera, that could kill you back then. So if you got sick and you didn't have access to get to the hospital, or you didn't have money, because, again, insurance wasn't a thing back then. You had to pay out of pocket, you know? And so the doctors could straight up tell you, like, no, you know, it costs this much. I don't know what to tell you. You know, so you had to then go home and talk to, you know, aunt so-and-so who had a family member. Oh, yeah, wrap his feet up in spinach and mustard and then hang a hard-boiled egg up in the flesh.
Yeah, the remedy.
You know, but that's what the people did.
But logic, actually, the doctor, that's true, but the doctor would come out to make house calls, and it would be paid with a meal from the family, or exchange of tomatoes and vegetables or something. So this is even before
I don't know about all that.
You're going way back.
Stop it,
That's,
Char.
you're going way back.
He's going back in
Char.
the cowboy days. He's in the cowboy days.
But he went
You need
like
to stop
logic.
that.
I just meant our mothers and grandmothers, not our great, but that's fine. I mean, that's some history.
Stay with a meal.
I wasn't saying 100 years ago.
Yeah, you could just bring a bushel of broccoli and some eggs to the doctor.
Yeah,
it'll help you out.
That's what they would do. They make house calls. The doctor makes house calls and comes to your home, and then
Is this the same era? Is this the same era that you would give the postman a letter and a flask of whiskey, and he'd make sure that the letter got there in time?
Probably so, Logic. How did you know? Probably so. But yes, when you're talking about great grandparents, that's why I said no. During that time, you're right. It was out of pocket, but they weren't paying money because it wasn't even that concept yet.
Char,
It
listen,
wasn't even that concept yet.
Char, in the 1900s, the cities that we have now did exist. So there were people living in the city that did not have money for the doctor. You know what I'm saying? So if they had a problem, like when women gave birth, there's a lot of people in the late 1800s, early 1900s that don't have paperwork for their babies because they gave birth with midwives. That was the way they used to do it.
Or at home too.
Before this big program came in where all of these corporations and stuff started realizing that hospitals could be big money, so they started to try to change people's perception of hospitals, because at that time, since people were already used to using herbs and home remedies for colds and stuff, there was no vaccine, there was none of that kind of stuff. There was no need for a hospital to give birth, so people really didn't go to hospitals. It was just an empty building with some guy in a lab coat. But they started to indoctrinate people with movies and stuff like, oh, you have to go to the doctor. You have to do this. Hospitals are clean and whatever. It was that old-timey guy like, this is the hospital of the future. Come on down and blah, blah, blah. Like that guy was given, there was commercials before the movies that they saw of these clean hospitals with women in their nurses' uniform and very sterile stainless steel-looking stuff. And then they switched the image of a midwife to some dirty hag wearing a scarf and everything. You have babies in the 19th century, you come down to the hospital. Come on down. Like, they changed everything. So people started to stop messing with midwives. And they started to form these associations and started to pass law to push people towards hospitals. You know what I mean? And some of it was good, some of it was bad. Now, going back to Kai's point, we ate better, but certain things could still take you out. Women could still die giving breech births, and that was the reason why chicks didn't last that long. Dudes was marrying young broads and, having as many babies as possible. If she got sick, she got sick. If she died, some kids would die if they got the measles, some people would die if they got the flu or pneumonia and didn't have access to antibiotics. and penicillin, stuff like that, because, again, if you're trying to cure it with home remedies, so that's why they, 50 is not, it was 70 back then because you had so much stuff you were living through, but it wasn't because of food. It's not because these women nowadays are more healthy or whatever, because people walked everywhere. There was really not that many cars and stuff, so people were more in shape than they are. People ate better than they do now, but now it's terrible. But we have so many doctors and chemicals and drugs that'll keep you going. Like, how many people do you know now that would have died because of sugar diabetes? They would have went blind, lost a foot, and then eventually died. You know what I'm saying? But now we have so many chemicals that'll counteract that, and insulin dependency and all this other stuff. So now you're just sputtering along before you crash instead of just crashing and burning completely.
Yeah.
Good talk.
Well, that was good. That was a good explanation. Thank you. Thank you, Logic. Enlightening us. Thank you for your enlightening research there.
Still up in the clouds.
I agree.
Damn.
All right. Well, on from that Logic. I guess she kind of soaked it in, maybe, to think about it later.
I did. I said thank you, Logic, for enlightening us. I felt like it was a lot of good information that he shared with us, and it did connect and make a lot of sense, and, in our world today. So I have to give him some credit for that. So I'm like, yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Okay.
Who is this?
All right. Well.
One of her
right.
twin. Is that a twin?
Well, we are talking conspiracy theories here, so you know how the government has raped us all with lizard people. So.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. With clones.
Listen, do you know there's a theory that I guess some cabal of powerful people have replaced Dave Chappelle, and the one that we see now isn't the real Dave Chappelle. When he had his meltdown from a show, and we didn't see him that long, that was them replacing him with this new
when
clone.
He went to Africa, right? Mm-hmm. Actually, I believe it because the new Dave Chappelle is a whole different complexion. His nose is quite different. He's shorter. He's more muscular. There's so much to see. You can clearly see that is not the same man. So he can't have just not been in the sun or have been in the sun and then, exercise? You just suddenly got short. Well,
you don't think it might have been the stress of not knowing if he would ever work again and losing 50 million and people saying that he's crazy and the fact that he still smokes.
Dave Chappelle. No, it's definitely.
So my question is,
that's why they sent him away. He went crazy, and then when he went to Africa, they took him to the cloning center, so-called Africa. He claims he came back from Africa, but his family, they do the same thing to the family. You think they don't because the family doesn't. If the family wants to, first of all, how are we getting started? I didn't think you guys were ready. So Kai, you take the floor because we just went right into. But that is one of my theories of logic. So
what?
Yeah.
Well, Mike, before we get started the way you want to start, my question is, if there's a cloning facility and we could just clone people, why are rich people just dying? Because they have the money to get cloned, don't they?
Actually, that's who they want to clone, are people that are super successful. They don't want just any run-of-the-mill Joe Blow. What would be the point of missing this person? How can they be of any real benefit to society as far as Illuminati is concerned? So those are the people who are actually being cloned, or the super wealthy, or successful, super successful. You make a certain amount of money in this world, you will be getting a visitation from someone from the cloning center. And you may suddenly become ill, and you think the person died from pneumonia, but guess what? They're at the cloning facility, and so it's either they get replaced and you don't realize that, especially celebrities, or they just die mysterious deaths, so no one can really explain.
Why would you want to clone celebrities? I don't understand. Why would you want to clone celebrities?
Well, they have contracts. They have contracts with X amount of time to be successful, and they made a deal with the devil, so to speak. So when that time is up. When that time is up, that's it. That's it. They have to go to their maker that they made this contract with And then if they become tiresome, where people are not as excited about them anymore, especially singers or certain artists out there, there's no more need for them. They're of no more value to the Illuminati. So then it's like they replace them so that they can keep that freshness and keep making them money, while the original person is no longer with us. So, and they make several clones of each person so they can keep them going.
So
like
Michael Jackson was making a shit ton load of money. Why haven't they cloned him?
How do you know they didn't clone him before his death? How do you know that 20 years before that, you weren't actually seeing the original Michael Jackson in the first place? How do you know that wasn't his clone? You see, by the time these people die, if their contract is up, it's up. So
she's got you there, Kai.
Damn. I think Michael Jackson was making them. Wasn't Michael making them money? He was making a lot of money, wasn't he?
He was making them a crap load of money.
And he's still making them
money.
Once
again, everybody has an expiration date, BJ. Everyone has an expiration date. If you guys watch movies that are similar to something like this, and you think it's just some mastermind that's that creative as a writer, it's already happened before. It's being done now. People think. There's so many movies of examples of where people were being cloned, but it's not just a coincidence. It really has been happening for a long time. A lot of people that, these were secrets. But what's happening is a lot of these celebrities are coming out, and they're telling the truth. They're talking. And, of course, they mysteriously end up, their family, someone in the family is sacrificed. And the next thing you know, there's this horrible thing that happens. But a lot of them, they have nightmares because of MK Ultra. They can't make their own decisions anymore. They're just puppets. They're Illuminati puppets.
MK Ultra is a military thing.
No, you're right. It originally started out as that's exactly true.
Yeah,
that's exactly originally it was. That's how it was first created. But the Illuminati, who controls everything in the entire world, there's about 7 families that control the majority of the money and power in the world, and they got a hold of that concept many years ago, and they used that same concept that the military did use. For mind control. And that's what they actually apply to those that are cloned or those that are successful, or they're grooming them to be cloned. So you're kind of onto something there, BJ. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. All right, so Kai, you let me know when you're ready.
We're going to talk about Char's conspiracy theories if you didn't just get a glimpse of it. But we're going into the mind of Char, and she wants to explain to you, like, the definition of a conspiracy theory before she gets started. So go ahead, Char.
Okay, guys. Thanks so much for allowing me to take the floor.
Wait. Before you get into that, just so I can understand, these celebrities are being cloned for contractual fulfillment.
Absolutely.
So they can make as much money as possible. Okay.
A time period, though. It's an expiration on it. They have a certain amount of time to become super wealthy, super successful, and they're guaranteed that. And it will happen, and it does happen. But when they get closer to that time, that's it. So then if they feel like there's still a need to keep them out there because maybe they're still making a lot of money, still getting a lot of, getting into the minds of, say, the young people through music, and the Illuminati wants them to continue poisoning these people and their thoughts out there, people that are buying the music or what have you, then they will put another clone out and allow that person, from what you believe to be, to have an extended life, but they really don't. You just don't realize that. When that time is up, it's up. You just don't know it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So
sure.
Mick Jagger, he got a lot of money. So why is the Rolling Stones still touring? They darn near 1,000 years old to me, but they still touring. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, funny that you should say that, BJ. Let me do this, guys. Don't let me forget, okay? I'm going to attempt, if I could just remember to do this, but I have it, to upload a video with Mick Jagger back in 1998, and he actually said, I sold my soul to the devil. No, he goes, I sold my soul to the big guy, and the reporter said, well, to who? He goes, the master in charge, the headmaster in charge, and he goes, and he says, what did he promise you? He said, everything that I've had, everything that I am, everything I will be. He says, but I know my time will be up soon. And then the reporter goes, well, do you see what I'm saying?
That's the same thing Bob Dylan said, too. Bob Dylan said that in an interview.
Right, exactly. Bob Dylan did say
Sounds
that
like
in an interview.
Coke babble to me.
No, well, it's actually, Well, that's okay. That's what makes conspiracy theories fun, because everyone has their own take on it. So everyone has their own, you know.
Yeah, of course. I have a question, though.
Yeah.
My question before you start is, how do we know that we're talking to the real Char?
Oh, God.
That's a very good question, Kai. How would you ever know? You guys don't physically see me in action. You haven't just stood in front of me and had a conversation and saw my eyes to see if they glazed over. If I
don't think they're clone Char.
Listen, okay, first of all,
I think
BJ, I think you could be my handler, because they all have to have a handler.
Oh, you want me to handle you, Char? Oh, you Char want me to handle you? Oh, that's your fantasy, Char? You want me to handle you?
BJ,
I can handle you, Char.
I think he would be appointed as my handler, because the handler is the one that's always close by, that makes sure that person doesn't start malfunctioning.
I give you those trigger words. Yeah, those trigger words, yeah.
Right, exactly.
I know.
Shut up, BJ.
Yeah. You get beta sex slaves. Come here, Char.
He's like, banana.
Get it. It's your time.
BJ, shut up.
No, he's absolutely right. They have plenty of sex slaves out there. I mean, there's Cassie was a sex slave for P. Diddy. She's the MK Ultra mind control. Cassie, okay, so remember when Kim Porter unfortunately
and by
died
sex slave, she means a lazy young whore who doesn't want to work and will bang any dude to keep a roof over her head.
Actually, what I'm referring to is when they have sacrificial events and ceremonies, because Illuminati will expect you to do certain really disgusting things in order to go up in the ranks. And so she would be an example of the harlot, or the whore of Babylon, if you will.
Did you say harlot?
You said
a harlot. Harlot. I was trying to say harlot.
You mean harlot? You said harlot.
Yeah, harlot, or the whore of Babylon. The whore. Whore of Babylon. So
look it up. One second.
I just corrected myself. I said harlot after that. I mean, whore. Isn't it easier to say whore than harlot anyway? So the point
I would love to say heartlet.
Or as the Italians would say, who it?
Yeah. There was a conspiracy that that P. Diddy, and this wasn't even on my list, guys, because I just know so much of this, but apparently, and I actually knew that crew to some extent. When I was in New York, I worked with all of them. Anyway, because I called my one friend and asked was he going to her funeral, because I'm not even out there. But here's the point. So the conspiracy that P. Diddy actually has Kim Porter killed as a sacrifice, because you will be told to make a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice certain people in your immediate family at some point, because a blood sacrifice is what keeps these people in that part of at that level of success. This is really, you guys, this gets very demonic. It just does. I hate to say it, but it does.
But wouldn't that have already been Biggie Smalls?
Yeah, wouldn't it be Biggie?
No. See, I heard that too, but that was back then. But listen, look at how much success P. Diddy's had since then. You can't just think you're just going to sacrifice one person and you're going to do so great for 30 years.
Due to the fact that he re-released Biggie Smalls' albums. So why would he need to then kill his baby's mom?
Yeah, for what now?
Because when they want you to make a sacrifice, it's going to be someone that's particularly close to your heart, not just close to your money. Biggie was close to his money, but that's not his due. You know what I'm saying, right? So your mother. Look at Jennifer. The singer Jennifer. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Lopez.
Jennifer, the black Jennifer who.
Listen, if you say Hudson, I swear I'm gonna hire somebody to punch you in the back of the head, because she is not successful.
No,
she hasn't done anything in the past 12 years.
Exactly. And guess when this happened? But listen. Think about it.
When got killed?
When that happened to her, when that happened to her family, to her mother, her uncle, and her nephew or something like that. But anyway, she was not at the point. No, she was not at her peak. Her peak fizzled out very quickly. But she was not, and immediately from that point.
Hello.
You guys, I'm sorry.
That was the system shutting her down because she's
No.
The Illuminati shut her down.
I needed my handler because my batteries were, that. No, actually a phone.
It's the Matrix.
Right. Let me just start over. So, Kai, one of these days we'll be able to, there's just too much to go over in general with so many people that are involved, and they don't want this life. These celebrities don't want this life. I heard Steve Jobs approached a long time ago. No, they don't want the life of having to make these sacrifices and having to,
why did they sign a contract then? Why did they sign a contract knowing that they had to go through these kind of rituals?
No, they did not know at the time. They make it so attractive, BJ. Just like Bob Dylan said. They don't tell you they're going to do all that. If someone walked up to you and said, you're going to have sex with animals, you're going to have to kiss the guy on screen, wear a skirt, wear a dress in order to be successful. Yeah. When he told Dave Chappelle to do that, he told him to kiss
and then they put the money in your face, and then you come from like a project, whatever, a low-income area, so it's like $2-3 million, whatever. You're like, maybe I will. Okay. So you're saying they say that without putting money in front of their face? And they say,
right,
anyway?
Right, because if they told you that, you wouldn't do it, BJ. If they told you, you're going to have to get screwed in, the back door. If you're a guy, you're going to have to kiss the guy on the screen, wear a skirt, what have you. Have sex with animals,
just
rituals,
to be successful to make money, right?
No. Right. Well, no. Yes. The actual celebrity or wealthy.
What the hell?
No, listen. I didn't think about what you said. This is not just about celebrities. This is about people that are at the top of the world. No. There's 7 families, about 7 families in the world who control all of the money and all of everything and power in the world. Okay, so those families are the ones that are doing these rituals, or at least they schedule them. They have to, with certain types of moons come, certain seasons change, they go to certain people and they think, you know what, they let them know, listen, you have to go do X, Y, Z, something very disgusting, in order for you to be able to put this album out. Because when they do these things, they're guaranteed success.
Hold on. So, all right, freeze. So you're saying, let's give an example of an artist. So you're saying Beyonce. No. Say Jay-Z had to go to one of the Rothschilds and do some crazy stuff.
Are you kidding me? He's old news. He and BJ. Oh my God, did I say that? Yes, absolutely. But they've been doing this for a really long time.
So he had to go to the Rothschild and get slammed in the butt.
Of that whole.
Hello.
Her handler was calling her again.
They cut off again.
You guys, I'm sorry. I'm at the office and the phone keeps ringing and I keep putting on music. I don't want all of the listeners to hear that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
All right.
Really
so do you want to do your intro?
Yes.
Go ahead, Charles. Do your thing.
Because we'll get so deep into all the rest of it, it won't make any sense. Okay? All right, so the first thing I want to do is just give the definition according to Wikipedia and according to dictionary.com of what a conspiracy is. Okay? So the definition of a conspiracy, the act of conspiring together. Like, for example, they were accused of conspiracy to commit murder. An agreement among conspirators uncovers a conspiracy against the government. For example, those are just examples of what the definition of conspiracy is. Now, here are 5 myths about conspiracy theories. And I'm not going to actually go into specific subjects or topics with that. These are just the myths of what people think about when they think of the idea of a conspiracy theory. So myth number 1, conspiracy theories are all for the lunatic fringe. That means that they think that conspiracy theories are only for people that are crazy-minded. What do you guys think about that? That's myth number 1. What do you think?
I mean,
I think typically people will look at anyone who believes in conspiracy as a rogue nut. Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, we've talked about this like 2 years ago, where we said certain things that are said, people automatically say it's a conspiracy theory, and they label negative annotations onto the word conspiracy theory, the term conspiracy theory.
Okay.
So basically, in layman's terms, Char, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. So number 2, conspiracy theories are more common than ever. Do you guys think there is a rash of popularity among people just creating ideas that they want to believe are conspiracy theories? They weren't talking about things like this, again, in our grandmother's time, like we just discussed in another way. But you think, it's safe to say on our show we definitely would agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Why is this happening? Okay, so number 3.
Illuminati calling me.
Okay. Conspiracy theories are all in people's minds. You guys think that's true? That's myth number 3. Conspiracy theories are all in people's minds. What did you say, BJ?
I said, no, I don't think it's in their mind.
Well, in order for you to conceptualize that something is a conspiracy, that it would have to start in your mind to think that. So, yes, it is
but the way she said it is all in the mind, like, you know.
No, yeah, exactly, BJ, you're right. What they're saying, logic, is that literally it's just the way that some people think about certain things, put it in their heads, they run with it.
So you're saying all
or,
conspiracies are in your imagination. Is that what you're asking?
Right.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I think that's what they're asking. I think that's what they're stating. That was myth number 3.
No, well, I'm saying that's what you're asking. That's your question, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't believe that.
I agree with you. I don't believe that either. What do you think, Kai? It's a conspiracy theory. What just happened to
God.
Kai is here. She's producing on the back end. Kai is here.
I thought they cut you off too.
Okay.
Everybody off.
I was like, now we're going to have to look up abductions on air.
Abductions? Don't get into that stuff.
Okay, so myth number 4. Conspiracy theories are an existential threat to society. Do you guys think it gets that serious in some manner? That it could be a threat to society?
I don't think it gets that daggone serious. No.
Well, it depends on how far people take it.
I don't know. Let me tell you guys why they say this, okay? It says in the first few days of August 2018, mainstream news headlines described an emerging conspiracy theory as bizarre, dangerous, terrifying, and a deranged conspiracy cult. The movement, one Post columnist wrote, is scary because it's getting bigger. It's scary because we don't know how to stop it. And it's scary because the people behind it won't be stopped. And then she said, yikes. Can you believe that? So and they were talking about historian Daniel Pipe's charitable something. I didn't get into that part of it. So that's what they mean by it can grow its own legs. And maybe it really can be a threat to society. And if we really believe it. I don't know. So here's the last myth. Oh, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Well, if you get a group of people to believe what you think and your what's in your mind, and you get a lot of people to think that, and all those people put it on society, this supports on society, it could be a danger. Yeah, it's the wrong thing.
I can see how that could be a danger.
What do you think, Logic? Do you agree with that?
Well, that what is a danger?
Well, if an idea in someone's mind, and you get a group of people to think the way you think, and then you take those group of people and force it onto the public, whatever, and just, whatever, you see your views their way.
I think there is a measure of danger when anyone feels that they need to force the way they feel about a topic onto other people, which is the reason why I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that's going on in social media and everything that's going on now. It's like, if you feel one thing, that's okay. And if you're saying things that are logical, then people will come to you and say, yeah, tell me more. But if you have to then enact laws and force to say, this is how you're supposed to think, then, I think that is dangerous. I agree. Like, okay, what's the point? You can't disagree with people now?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, okay. Do you all recall that I just said, I guess in the earlier part of the show, that one thing I think that's kind of interesting about conspiracy theories and even kind of fun is that everyone has their own opinion or acceptance level of what they are going to believe. And so that brings me to number 5, myth number 5. Facts don't change people's minds about conspiracy theories.
That's true.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Facts don't change people's minds. I mean, we saw that tonight.
Yeah, right.
Right. Well, because Logic gave his take on, for example, it could be a conspiracy theory for me to say that people are, that when you were 50 years ago, you were 70 and now 40 is new 30 and all that. Then it can be a conspiracy theory. And when I say no, people are actually looking younger than the young people. And he's like, well, like I said, it's healthcare, there's more available. And he explained how we didn't have sex, years ago. So that in itself can be, but does that change my mind about me being specifically saying, oh, this is not whatever. So that's what they're saying. Does that change people's minds because there's facts? I feel like it does because I always tell you guys I have receipts. Logic, I thought about you a couple of weeks ago because I promised to put something up on one of our pages, a video about the bombs, what is it called? I promised to put something up about the lasers that were hitting, the homes, the trees, the cars, and during California wildfires. You remember that? So that would be, for example, me giving receipts or facts, which I did not, by the way.
It's like some kind of video of somebody put up saying like the Air Force has about called God's finger.
The government was shooting lasers into rich people's homes and burning everything to the ground.
And they did the same thing with the New York blackout.
Right, exactly. I actually have receipts. I was supposed to upload that so you guys can actually see. And it was nothing manipulated, but because I didn't, so it's a good reason for you to not believe it anyway, and unless I can actually say this is a fact, Okay, so the very first conspiracy theory ever recorded, as far as we believe, was the secret plot to kill George Washington. So it's December of 1776. British Admiral Howe has troops on the water. He's ready to bring the static to Staten. But before they take land, the British have another strategy to quash the colonist rebellion, whatever that means. So they kill George Washington. Did you guys hear anything about that conspiracy theory? That's my first one. That's the first one ever, by the way.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Oh wait, you said.
But
did you say
not to stop you. Well, actually, to stop you before you go any further, but. My whole thing for this topic was, I understand you're bringing to us like the meaning of conspiracy theories and everything like that, but I wanted to know, because we once in a while stumble upon stuff that you believe and we can't believe you actually believe that. So we wanted to talk about some of the things that you believe that people call conspiracy theories. So, for instance, like you said, the rich people being replaced by
Dave
a clone.
Chappelle is a clone. Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, like the laser, stuff like that. I'm not really interested in stuff that I could look up online myself.
And alien abductions.
Yeah, give us things that you feel that the rest of the society is ignoring. What's going on? Like, what do you?
Okay,
what's going on that we don't know about?
Right. So here's the funny thing about that comment, and you're absolutely right, Clive. So the reason why I mentioned the historical George Washington plot is because it was just the first conspiracy theory ever, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. But I do have modern-day conspiracy theories that we hear about on YouTube or in the news or whatever that I feel they're, I believe them, and I can get better feedback from that. So now do you understand why I did it in the manner that I did? So now we understand what the word was, where it came from, and where the first one was. Now, so my modern-day conspiracies that really baffle me that I do support or celebrities that have been cloned. So there you go. You guys have read my mind. This is my notes already. Okay. Most recently, rapper Gucci Mane, Eminem, Britney Spears. Gucci Mane. And that's just how his name is, Gucci Mane. M-A-N. Oh,
yeah, believe it or not, that is his name.
Didn't he just come out and barely anybody knows him? Maybe the younger generation?
No, he just come out.
No. Oh,
okay. Continue. Gucci Mane, Eminem.
Okay, he's extremely popular, Ty, by the way. Okay, Eminem, Britney Spears, Beyonce, Queen Elizabeth. She's the leader of the reptilian race. By the way, the Reptilian Society and the Greys are yet another conspiracy theory. Yes.
You said what?
Wait, hold. Don't just slide by that.
Yeah.
Who's the what of the what?
He said Queen Elizabeth is the leader of the reptilian race.
Right. What? So this is what they're referring to. Remember, go back again to the Illuminati and the 6 or 7 or what have you, families that run the world, literally. Okay, so the one that's at the highest level, and she actually runs the cloning facility. In fact, it is said and proven that Queen Elizabeth of England is at the cloning facility. She spends a lot of time there, and she actually orders torture of certain people or mind control when people are sleeping, or orders a certain amount of clones to be duplicated. And so apparently there's a race called the reptilian race where a large percentage of people on this earth that you see every day are a part of. If you look at newscasters, have you guys seen some of the newscasters? This is yet another conspiracy theory. they'll be giving their commentary, and their eye will go lizardy with a slit, or their tongue will change and actually slither out like a snake, and then they'll catch themselves, and they'll go back to normal. Did you guys ever see anything like that?
What is she talking about?
Yeah. So.
Well, you know what?
Okay,
I'm gonna take a sidebar. I think we should have a show one day about what our theories are, or if any, that if Princess Diana was really killed or was it an accident. Because Kai had me watch something on the royal family. I don't know what was that, like a month ago? That thing about how
probably.
crazy that they... Yeah, that's some crazy stuff going on there. And I don't know. I'm not going to say what I think, but I think we should explore that in the show one day.
I think that's a great idea, Logic. And also, if any of you have time, look up reptilian race, and because a lot of these people are in head government, and if for some reason a lot of newscasters, I don't know why, but what they do is they catch them on camera when they start malfunctioning. And imagine if we're all speaking and looking directly at the camera and just having a normal conversation about commentary or the news or whatever, and let's just say I just stop talking, my head slumps over and I'm frozen. And everyone else is still looking straight ahead speaking because they don't realize that person's handler is not next to them.
Do you have any video links for this?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I do.
Somewhat. So got
excited.
I do.
She said absolutely.
When it happened to Shaq on ESPN.
What are you talking about? What happened to Shaq?
Did you say
he was frozen. He was frozen like he was an idiot, like he couldn't say anything. For some reason, everybody was talking. He was
there was a dude that looked like he was being very still, and people were saying he was a robot that malfunctioned, and they were trying to fix him, but you could clearly see that there was like a audio technician behind him trying to adjust his microphone, so he had to stay still. And they were like, yeah, but no, that's what they say, but you don't have to sit that still. And he didn't even blink, and it was like, oh, okay.
They call
a robot.
Ultra glitches. Well, you keep in mind clones are robots, okay? But I can definitely show you all video and examples.
Clones are what?
Robots.
It's
a robot.
Clones are robots?
It's a robot.
Clones
it's really
and robots are completely different things.
No. That's not true because think about it. If you have to have a handler to rewind you and wind you back up and you can malfunction because your batteries are dying out,
clones
you're not
have to be
wound
up.
That's a lot of freaking work.
Yeah.
So all the clones they have to rewind them?
Okay.
Yeah, they're controlled. They're controlled at a distance with the MK Ultra, but they're still physically. They have to be refreshed. They have to go back through the cloning center to be just like an old car battery that needs to be restarted. And when they get too worn down, they have to be replaced with a fresh. And a lot of times they're a perfect example at that point.
Instead of doing this, why wouldn't these people put all of this time, effort, and money into just training more stars for the next generation, like getting young people and start grooming them to be the next Beyonce, to be the next Michael Jackson, to be the next, like why wouldn't they just do that instead of, coming up with weird plane crashes and cloning them in Africa somewhere only to re-inject them into society and everyone's not fooled because it's like he looks completely different. I know that this guy isn't. You know what I mean? It seems like a waste of time and energy.
Sorry.
Sure.
Agent Smith got her.
Got her.
Matrix got her again.
No. There's a method to the madness. There is. There's a reason for. I mean, it's pathetic and it's demonic, but there's a method and a specific reason why people become cloned at a certain level of success, and why they make so many of that person, or why they allow them to physically die out in this body and this life, and then be recreated. So, yeah, that's yet another show. Okay, so something else I want you guys to talk about. I'm going to finish this one sentence here. When I had mentioned the head of the Reptilian Race and Society and runs the cloning center, that's Queen Elizabeth. So try to look that up. Whoever of my extra researchologists are on the panel, including our listeners. Donald Marshall, he was this. Okay, there was a young man. I think he's about 32. his parents raised him in the cloning center. There's some bigwig somewhere in society, so they had him cloned as a child. So what happened was he went on Facebook and other social media in 2011 and blew the whistle on what's been happening for years to celebrities and government officials. So that's where you can get a lot of information too. If you look at Marshall, do you want to, Clyde, if you want to write it down, Donald Marshall. If you look him up, you'll see how
I
his
wrote
life
that down,
was.
Donald Marshall. But my question is, how come you don't more believe, and I guess that goes back into one of your myths, but how come you don't more believe that he has mental problems than this is actually real? Because to him it's real.
Because he can prove, okay, first of all, he has some pictures, some video, some information of like not a real time, but he actually has physical proof, of being in the cloning center. He's there all the time. They have already they put threats in his life many times, of course, and because he's talking too much, basically. He's talking too much. He's basically telling it all. And he knows that they're going to kill him. He knows that. He knows that. It's just a matter of time. And they have been trying to control a lot of his thoughts and things like that. But the point is, people talk. Eventually they talk, They talk. So you can only go but so far before people are just going to start, you know what I mean? They're going to tell what's been happening. Yep, that's exactly what they do. So
Char, all these clones, well, nobody knows that no cloning facilities is in America or wherever in the world.
Well, yeah, the clones, there's only one. It's one main one. I don't know if they have subsidiaries, but there's one main cloning facility in America, actually.
So just one. Everybody go to one cloning facility.
Right, yeah. And it's very high. Of course, it's top secret and all that, but they know where it is. They don't have a choice. They have to go. When it's time to go, they go. And they're tortured there. They're scheduled for certain types of rituals, and the rituals and things like that are held at different other places like mansions and things like that. Yeah. I mean, this is scary to think about. It's real, It's real. So, I mean, guys, so here, let's kind of move along here. So Marshall stated that the entire operation is run by a collective consisting of the Freemasons, which is yet another conspiracy theory. It's like the origination of Freemasons, where it came from, what they believe in. So there's a group called the Virile Society, VRIL, and of course Scientologists, yet another part of the same societies there in sectors. This secret society supergroup is what we now know today as the ever-elusive Illuminati. What do you guys have to say about that?
I mean, the Illuminati could exist in terms of just a bunch of rich people get together and, like, down shots and laugh at us poor people. But in terms of them selling their soul to the Illuminati, or the Illuminati is like some supernatural stuff, no, I don't believe that.
Really? You don't? You don't?
No.
What do you think? Okay, well, what does everybody else think?
No, what, the Illuminati?
Yeah.
Oh, this big group of guys, this conglomerate of guys just running the world, and just I don't know what they call the Illuminati, but I know crazy government officials doing some crazy things, but to label them Illuminati. Are they so secretive? Why they get a name out there? If you're secret, you don't need to know the name. If it's a secret society, why would you give up the name?
What do you mean? Why would you give up the name?
You said Illuminati. You said Masons and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, why would they give up? Because people. I mean, no. See, I don't know if I understand what you're saying. But
no, if they were so secretive, why would they give their names like Illuminati? Who gave them their name? Or how you know their name is Illuminati? How you know they didn't put that out there just to throw you off the track?
It's been around since the 17th. Well, it's a secret society, but they used to never be talked about. But people knew, people that were in high office and government and just high society, they knew. But now it's just becoming more prevalent, and because people are talking about it, you were not permitted to talk before. You know what I mean? You weren't permitted to talk about it at all.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So now and the people that talk, they do. Don't worry, they get them. They were seriously dead. In no time. I mean, it's just a matter of time, I should say.
So
So what does the Jesuits fall in at?
What was that?
You said the Masons and the is the other group? What's the other group name?
She said Freemasons.
Oh, Freemasons. Okay.
I've heard of Freemasons. I don't know what they are though.
You heard of Freemasons?
They're like a fraternity.
Right.
I don't really know what they do, but they're kind of on par. I don't want to say on par, but they do something like the Rotary Club, where it's just you have to have a member bring you in and all this other stuff.
Right.
But I don't believe that the Illuminati is real. I mean, I do think that there are rich men that are probably into some creepy stuff. You know,
right.
I don't want to say rich men, rich people, men and women, that are into creepy things.
What do you say?
But I don't believe that there's as Kai said, a spiritual, routine that they go through, and now you must sacrifice 5 family members in order to be successful, and then you have to agree. And I don't think that happens. I think it's just people have their lives are train wrecks. Usually these celebrities that have horrible lives, they had horrible lives before they became celebrities, and then now that they have money, it's just on display. Madonna was a crazy, out-of-control chick from Long Island before she had money, and that's what she was when she had money. Mel Gibson was an alcoholic in Australia way before he ever made it, and once he had money, he could drink a lot. When you got $400 million, it's crazy. You start smashing chicks that, are banging old Bond characters and everything, to get money and trying to get pregnant from celebrities. Those chicks usually don't have your best interest in mind, and they record you. And your craziness is now on display for everyone to see, because the whole bottom line is money. I do believe the royals are out of control, but it's for a different reason. I don't think it's due to a secret society. You must sacrifice a pound of flesh in order to live forever. I don't think that's happening. I just think these are people that are born that literally live in a palace where there's people that sign up to take care of them who don't get much money, but it's the honor of, I just want to serve you for the rest of my life, Your Highness. That you can't have a normal thought process after that. You know what I mean? And that goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. Like, there was a position in the English court of a dude. This was considered a high position. All his job was to handle the poop of the king.
Yeah.
That was something that was passed down to his children. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So if you're living on the other side of that equation and you are of this royal blood, the Tudors or whoever it may be, you're not going to look at the world normal. You're going to think it's totally acceptable for you to choke your staff or make them eat rotten food or, beat this person halfway to death for my enjoyment. Do it now. This bores me. You're just crazy at that point. It's nothing that anyone could do that's going to satisfy you. R. Kelly, I'm pretty sure at one point, banging chicks was just a thing. Like, he just regular chick. But there was some point where through his either psychosis or the fact that he became a celebrity and his perception, because he thought keeping chicks prisoner in the house and smashing them whenever he got ready to was totally acceptable. It's crazy. Bill Cosby thought it was all right to corpse a chick after you drugged her drinks. I just want to fondle a unconscious body.
Well, again, it's because once you get to a certain level of success and you're used to people just telling you yes for everything, and you're just around people who tell you can't do any wrong all the time, it actually starts to get to you, and you actually think you're entitled to everything. That's why when these people stop, what's her name? The girl who played Spider-Man, Mary Jane in the original Spider-Man. You would never think she was a psychotic bitch, but when a police officer pulled her over, she was like, "Do you know who I am?" I would have never thought that would have come out of her mouth. You know? But once you hang around people,
that was Reese Witherspoon.
It was? Wow.
Are you sure?
Oh, okay, yeah, I mixed them up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, okay. Can I just interject before I just want to wrap up this whole this clone subject here. And so just so you, because speaking of sex and sneak in, what is it called? People that just for example, some of the people who have been accused of sexual perversion or just luring these women and blah blah blah. So some of these clones are actually used for mere entertainment, gladiator style wrestling bouts, sexual perversions, Illuminati ritual sacrifices, which I kind of touched upon. Okay, others are kept as precautionary measures, which I think BJ was probably saying, well, what is the point of even having them, or like, why do you have to, when do you even know when it's time to have one, or how do you know you are? It's just crazy. Others are kept as precautionary measures should the clone's original ever need a new liver. So if you guys saw the sci-fi
wasn't that the plot to the movie The Island?
Right, that's what I was going to say. That's my point. Because Marshall knew, but listen, you guys, seriously, the people that have been at the cloning facilities, they knew when they did this movie, they already know there's so many movies like that. It was just an example. They knew that it was based upon their structure of what happens at these cloning centers. Like I said, when you see these films, don't think that someone is so intelligent that they can just imagine these astronomical lifestyles or conspiracies or anything like that. But it was 2005. It was called The Island. It's a sci-fi flick. So if you torture a person's clone, if you physically torture a person's clone, the original clone will feel it. They'll actually feel it, and they even undergo psychological damage. So every new clone decreases your mental capacity. So every time they have to physically put another one out, it kind of breaks them down.
There's a conspiracy theorist somewhere that's screaming at their radio or computer right now. Like, upset that she's not really going into the proper stuff.
They're probably under MK Ultra control. That person's probably under MK Ultra control. I know. Like, no. So the more clones that are made, the easier that person is to hurt or subdue. And then finally, Project MK Ultra, yes, BJ, you're right. It originally just started. As a matter of fact, it was used widely on clone celebrities, but it's also called the CIA mind control program. It's a code given to a program of experiments in human subjects that were designed and undertaken by the United States Central Intelligence Agency. So these are just overrides of so much more specifics that are happening behind these theories. And if you guys ever want to do a part 2, we can go a little deeper. But that's just to give you an example of how crazy and sick and controlled our world is. And the next thing you know, here's another conspiracy, the New World Order, NWO. That's what's happening next. Our president is giving you a good example, not only of communism, but of a new world order. That's why he does not care if these people don't have money because they're not working. One of these days, you'll have to barter and trade for your food anyway, or you'll have to have a number that gives you permission to actually have food or health care or a home or what have you. So that is another theory, the New World Order that's coming. Travel will be banned.
So when is the New World Order supposed to be coming?
Well,
in the New World Order.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm really. Shut up.
No, it was already put into place about 30 years ago, but now it's becoming more prevalent with this particular president. He's giving you guys a taste of the debacle to come. He's giving you a taste of the dysfunction and control. So some people say, oh, that's just because he's a communist or he wants to have a communist government. You're absolutely correct, kind of like Cuba might have done or had at that time, or even Hitler in Germany. Yes, you're absolutely correct. But it goes much deeper than that. So those are those theories. To kind of wrap this up, I also wanted to talk about there's a probe a probe that was captured 6 days ago, and do you guys think the Chinese really landed on the moon? But never mind that. But connect these two things, okay? Is Trump a Russian spy? That's another, or it's a collusion hoax actually, if it's not true. So, do we believe
No,
Trump
I
is a
don't
Russian
believe
spy?
Trump's a Russian spy.
Okay.
You said a Chinese probe that landed on the moon?
Yeah, they
the
just
dark
released
side
a
of the
probe that
moon.
landed 6 days ago. Yeah.
On the dark side of the moon.
They
I
planted
don't know how
something.
the
Is
dark
it
side
the
of the
thing that
moon.
they planted some
You know,
seeds?
I find it how we can question
Yeah.
the Chinese if they went to the moon, but we can't question if we went to the moon in a tin can
Right,
in the
we
60s.
did. In the 60s.
Yeah, right.
I totally agree. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, they do have evidence on YouTube of the probes that it captured, and the landing and everything. They don't, not for us, like for us, I don't know. Like when we went there, but for the Chinese, they have that technology has been, it's you can see it. I don't know what the point is because I don't know what are they doing there and how long did they stay? Are they still there? I don't know.
So, Char, you never say anything about Area 51.
Okay, am I? Oh, well, okay, thank you. I mean,
I'm going to stab you in your face.
Logic's like, but why? Why do you want to start another theory? Like, stop it.
that should have been the biggest one. The first one came out of her mouth. Conspiracy theory.
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, BJ, I agree with you that there is quite a theory there. It's an older theory, and it is still something that is. Well, it has been proven though because there's just too many sightings of UFOs and government cover-ups in Area 51, and so as a matter of fact, there's a few diners that are dedicated to aliens.
That could be for next show. That could be for next show. I just did, that could be the next show.
They serve alien
food.
food.
The reason why they have travel lodges, the reason why they have souvenir shops, diners and restaurants, and so much of these different areas are dedicated to the tourism of alien beings being seen, alien life form. There's I believe there's even a museum along Area 51 somewhere. It might be in New Mexico. I don't know. But, yeah, that's a good one. We can talk about that another time. I will bring that back up with a little bit more closure. So, because but, I mean, BJ, it sounds like you have some conspiracy theories of your own.
Excuse me?
So, I want to close out with the three of you guys telling me what your conspiracy theory is that you could make up or that you just, want to prove yourself. So, BJ, I'm going to start with you. What would your conspiracy theory be? Okay, I said that could be a conspiracy. Yeah. So do you have anything that you conjure on? Yeah, it could be
What's
that.
your conspiracy theory? What conspiracy theory do you have?
Or even if you want something to be proven. Mm-hmm.
It's Area 51. What is UFO crap in Area 51? No one can go there or whatever. It's just,
Okay.
You've been hearing about so much through the years.
So do you believe there are aliens there, or do you think it's just the government?
No, I don't believe there's aliens. There's not.
Stuff there?
No.
Well, what do you think about it?
Can he unprove it, Kai?
What?
Can you unprove the theory? I mean, maybe that'll be more fun. Like, how can you maybe unprove it?
No, I can't unprove it. No. It's just like no one can go there. They can say, oh, it's aliens. They have a ship there. It's just alien base working with the government. That's all you hear through the years. It's crazy, but I don't believe it. So,
Okay. Would you like me to include a video with backing up those theories along with what the government has found?
You got to upload a lot of videos, Char. You got to do a lot of videos.
I really don't mind. Kai will remind me because these are things I want you guys to be able to see, not only for fun, but when they're really blown out the water as proven and it's affecting our society. At least you can't say that Char told you on No Conduct Radio Thursday, January 17, 2019, this was going to happen. What about you, Logic?
What about what?
Do you have a theory that you feel needs to be proven, or do you just have a theory yourself that's just unique, that you could consider to be a conspiracy theory?
A unique theory? No, I really don't have the time. But there are certain things that I don't believe the official narrative of it. I mean, I don't believe 9/11 happened the way they said. I don't believe we've been to the moon. I am skeptical of space travel in general. I think there's something weird going on there, and it's simply because of the way NASA and, by extension, SpaceX, the way that they conduct themselves. And there's certain things that you still don't see that I think you would have seen by now if it was really the way that they describe, it's just I'm skeptical of it. As far as secret societies, there's societies I believe that exist, and there's certain things that I think it's just rich dudes trying to get money, and I don't think there's anything deeper than that. I don't believe the Illuminati exist in the way that I think they did at one point, way back in the day, like in the Papal States era. I think they did exist then, but now I just think it's, again, just rich people making moves. I do think there's creepy rich things that happen, like there's parties where you wear a mask, like the Eyes Wide Shut. I think that kind of stuff happens. But it's, you know, there's nothing. I don't believe lizard people exist. I don't believe aliens are real. Bigfoot might be possible. Like I don't know. And when I say Bigfoot, though, I just mean I was waiting for him to say that. I just mean that there might be. I don't mean Bigfoot like Harry and the Hendersons. I just believe it might be a creature that we haven't seen yet. Maybe, and that's a big maybe, because I think we would have at least seen a bones or a corpse by now. So again, that's kind of like, I'm very way out on the edge on that one, you know. But no, I don't. I think Michael Jackson died because he was on drugs. I don't think there was anything deeper to that. I think same thing with Prince.
I think the Illuminati told him that his time. You don't think that he just expired? His clone expired?
Listen, Mike was a kook. I mean, he has white children that have not one drop of black blood in them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just think he was a strange.
They think they're black,
and
so you can't tell them that.
But here's the thing, though. Well, they can take what they want, but the thing is, I do believe it was a conspiracy to slander his name with child molestation. I don't think he ever touched or fucked children. I don't think he's done that. You know, but I think he has a mental problem, or I should say he had a mental problem where he thought socially that it was okay for him to hang out with kids as if he's a kid. You know, but I think that was more due to his psychosis of growing up in the spotlight and whatever abuse may have happened to him, because people forget Barry Gordy and all of those cats had access to him. So it's really no telling if he ever got touched or something funny happened to him on his way up. They didn't really talk about it back then. Now, he came up in the early 60s. You know, Gladys Knight and the Pips was on tour with the Jackson 5, so, you know, if something happened to him, which there's most signs say that there is, just by his actions. Like, what's the white girl that was in love with him for years and then?
Lisa Marie Presley, her?
Brookfield? No.
That was his wife. No, that was his wife.
No.
Tatum O'Neal? Tatum dated him when she was
young
with Mono?
Stop.
Oh, okay.
The girl that was in
we're all over the place, sorry.
The one that was in Blue Lagoon. What's her name?
Oh, Brooke Shields.
Brooke
Shields. Yeah.
Brooke Shields.
Brooke
okay.
Shields.
Yeah.
Brooke Shields said something like she was trying to get intimate with him, and there was something where his reaction was putting both hands over his face and like shaking his head, and like he just froze up. Like, that's a telltale sign that something happened to you as a person when something like that is happening. And he was a grown man at the time. You know, so
damn.
Yeah, it was, you know, I think something happened to him. And I just think his mind, I think it retreated into childhood, you know, and then that was where he felt safe, I guess. So I think it was a conspiracy of people trying to get his money that kept coming up with these kids that said he did this and he did that. And it was
because some of them was proven that it never happened. He was just trying to get money. Some of those were proven.
Right.
But we only have like 40 seconds left. So I want to thank Char for letting us into her head. And next week we're doing relationship advice, and we're giving you the do's and don'ts of sex. One of the don'ts is one of the things Logic was just talking about. Don't touch a child.
Right.
So that's next week right here on. I don't believe I even have to say that, but good God, the amount of child porn and stuff coming out nowadays, Lord have mercy. Anyway, so that's what we're talking about next week, the do's and don'ts of sex. Thanks, Char, for a little glimpse into your mind, and thank you for joining us tonight right here on No Conduct Radio. Peace out, everyone.
Everyone have a great week and think as crazy and open-minded as I do. Goodbye.
No, please don't. Please don't.
I give you that trigger word, Char.
What's our trigger word? Banana.
Get off my phone.
Banana. Banana.